But the two big areas today are schools and social care.
And so the costings document that sets out the costs and whether it is all going to work, is that coming later, or did I miss it, or is it online somewhere? No,
you haven't missed it. Some of these things, of course, will depend on the level. For example, we will consult on the level of the means test, by which wealthier people will be asked to surrender the winter fuel allowance.
Okay, on the immigration pledge to get immigration down, have you costed that one? Has someone done some work and said this is how much it will cost the Exchequer? Because my understanding is the Office for Budget Responsibility thinks cutting migration does cost the Exchequer. Have you guys costed that proposal?
There's been various academic work done on the cost of immigration. We've made it clear that we accept there is a cost, and we want to make sure that British companies do contribute to the training of British workers when they want to fill that post. And we've set out the details of that.
Sorry to interrupt. I know you haven't much time. How much is it going to cost the Exchequer to get immigration down by 2/3 from its current level?
Well, we haven't set out formulation of the exact. We haven't set out the formulation of how much it'll reduce by each year. What we've set out is our ambition to continue to bear down on immigration.
It is a policy to get immigration down to tens of thousands, isn't it, or is it not?
It's our ambition to get it down to
Is it a policy to get immigration? I'm so sorry. Is it not a policy to get immigration down?
It's an ambition, and we've had it in previous manifestos.
Oh, hang on. What's the difference between an ambition and a policy? I mean, you've had it in previous manifestos, and you've palpably not delivered it. So I had assumed by repeating it that there was some meaning to it this time.
Well, it's our aim to continue to bear down on immigration. And of course, for the first time, this is going to become easier as we leave the European Union. There will be no further entitlement to freedom of movement. At the moment, it's unlimited.
Here, it's even on the overseas people. Even if we disregarded all the EU immigrants, you are nowhere near it. Michael, this is sounding a little bit weak, if I may say. So I thought your policy was to get immigration down to the tens of thousands. It sounds like it isn't your policy at all. Now, have you costed that proposal? That's my point. You've blamed Labour for not costing all theirs. Now, have you costed that proposal? Because the OBR says it will cost money. Well, it's going to cost billions of pounds.
No, it isn't going to cost billions of pounds.
But that's what the OBR says. But how do you know it's not going to if you haven't costed it? The OBR models different migration scenarios, and there are billions of pounds of national income difference between those models, and that translates to billions of pounds of Exchequer difference between those different migration assumptions. But I put it again to you. Have you costed the proposal to get immigration down by 2/3 from its current level?
No, we've not costed, because we don't know specifically what year we're going to reach that point of reducing to exactly tens of thousands. But we set out today the additional charge we're going to impose on British companies when they are employing other workers, where British people could be taking those jobs. So
sounds like a pledge made in the morning is turned into a somewhat vague aim that doesn't need costing by the afternoon. Can I ask you, changing the subject, would you say we've had strong and stable government for the last 2 years, between this election and the last election? People looking back over the last couple of years would consider it among the two most unstable years since the Second World War in the history of this country. And I just wonder why we should believe you when you say you're going to be strong and stable this time, when you used the same formulation only 2 years ago before inaugurating two of the most unstable years that anyone can remember.